Pay close attention. A week is beginning in which nothing will remain the same. From June 9th to 15th, we enter a period where the subtle layers of reality begin to shift, quietly, invisibly, and what once felt clear may suddenly lose its shape. On the surface, everything might seem calm, almost ordinary, but that calm is only a veil. Beneath it lies an energetic turning point, a silent realignment that could rewrite the direction of your inner map. Everything leading up to this moment was only preparation. The real beginning is now, and it doesn't ask for permission. You may notice time warping, emotions rising without warning, and words losing their usual sharpness. This isn't chaos, it's calibration. The universe is retuning frequencies, and those trying to find clarity through old methods will only feel more lost. Logic no longer applies here. Only sensitivity does. If you've recently felt like something familiar is returning, old patterns, internal responses, or relationships that seem to reawaken in new form, it means you're tuned to the right frequency. The energy of this week doesn't arrive loudly. It moves like breath in the dark, barely perceptible, yet powerful enough to shift everything. And before we dive into the deeper currents behind this shift, you must understand one essential truth. This isn't just a week of revelations. It's a subtle vibrational restructuring. The path you walk out of this week may look nothing like the one you entered with. And right now is the moment to recognize the force behind that transformation. The energy activated on June 8th by the exact conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury in Gemini continues to resonate powerfully on the 9th. This is not just an astrological aspect, it's a pulse, a wave of influence still shaping our perception, our thinking, and our sense of truth. In Western astrology, this is the union of wisdom and intellect. In Vedic tradition, it is considered a graha yuddha, a planetary war, where two great forces vie for influence. But this is not a battle of destruction. It is a meeting of minds, the spiritual and the rational. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, truth, philosophy, and higher knowledge. Mercury is the messenger of logic, language, commerce, and quick cognition. Together, they generate a frequency capable of sparking insight, unexpected clarity, and ideas that couldn't have been predicted. And all of this is happening in Gemini, an air sign governed by motion, communication, and the flow of information. This is a moment when reality itself can shift, when ideas arrive as if from nowhere, yet carry within them the architecture of what's to come. This energy especially favors those who are truly ready to listen. Adding another layer, on June 9th, the moon moves through Libra, gently tuning us into emotional balance, beauty, harmony, and inner equilibrium. It links the emotional and intellectual realms, making our perception more refined, subtle, and intuitive. Everything begins to resonate on a new frequency. And only those who are truly listening will be able to hear it. But that's not all that makes June 9th so unusual. On this day, the moon moves through one of the most symbolically charged zones in the sky, a space associated with inner victory and the unfolding of the path to success. These are not gates that open to just anyone. Only those who carry sincere intention may pass through. The moon is illuminated by Jupiter's expansive influence, while Jupiter remains tightly conjunct with Mercury. This rare alignment creates a powerful energetic node, a point of activation. Any action, from writing a simple message to engaging in a heartfelt conversation, can trigger a ripple of fate, not just in the external world, but deep within the soul. Another significant detail: astrologically, Mercury is known to absorb the qualities of the planet it is closest to. And right now, it is immersed in Jupiter's energy: wisdom, vision, and meaning. This amplifies the potency of every word. Communication takes on new weight. Even a chance encounter can spark a connection that changes your course entirely. At the same time, the Moon forms a tense opposition to Venus, intensifying emotions, especially in the realm of love and intimate relationships. There's a desire to speak candidly, to act with courage, to forgive, to confess, or perhaps to open your heart to something entirely new. With the nearly full moon shining overhead, our perception sharpens. It's as if the night itself glows with truth. These are moments of inner revelation, when intuition speaks louder than words. But the energy keeps shifting. By the end of the day, the tone darkens. The moon enters Scorpio. The atmosphere grows more intense. The moon hasn't yet reached fullness, but its light is strong enough to cast shadows. And what was hidden may now begin to surface. Emotions intensify. Fears, repressed desires, and unresolved feelings rise up from within. This activates a highly sensitive zone tied to loyalty, soul-bonded friendship, and deep emotional connection. Yet in Scorpio's underworld terrain, even the most luminous emotions can become tinged with jealousy, doubt, or inner conflict. This is a day when feelings may grow too large to contain, and balance becomes increasingly difficult to hold. To complicate matters further, two challenging aspects form in the skies. Mercury squares both Saturn and Neptune. This can create confusion, miscommunication, or a sense that thoughts can't quite find their way into words. What's said may not land. Dialogues become echo chambers. It's crucial not to take everything at face value. The line between truth and illusion is nearly invisible now. And then there's the Venus-Pluto opposition, a deep, transformative force working specifically in relationships. Pluto demands truth, even when it hurts. Venus seeks harmony. Their conflict can stir up hidden motives, unhealthy attachments, emotional dependencies, and long-buried fears. What was built on illusion may begin to fall apart. But what is honest, raw, and genuinely valuable will endure this purification and emerge stronger than ever. At the beginning of the week, themes of trust, vulnerability, and emotional control rise to the surface with rare intensity. Hidden fears of betrayal or manipulation may begin to stir, surfacing as an inner voice whispering, "Can I really trust this person?" For some relationships, this could become a moment of reckoning, where illusions dissolve and what's been buried begins to emerge. The opposition between Uranus and the Moon brings emotional whiplash, sudden turns, mood swings, and unpredictable reactions. Small things may unexpectedly trigger disproportionate responses. A moment that seemed harmless can become a spark that lights a fire. You might feel distance where there was closeness, coldness instead of connection, or sharp words spoken in the heat of emotion. In times like these, the wisest choice is silence, not out of avoidance, but out of self-mastery. Observe, don't absorb. Watch, don't react. This emotional undercurrent is amplified by the ongoing influence of Jupiter and Mercury. Planets currently focused on revealing repressed feelings, unspoken thoughts, and internal contradictions. It's a day that calls for introspection, retreat, stillness. Time spent alone, reading, meditating, or simply being quiet can become a source of deep healing. It's as if the universe itself is asking, what do you truly believe in? What are you still hiding in your heart? Who do you actually trust? This isn't punishment. It's a test, a spiritual checkpoint echoing energies that have been in motion since June 6th. The evening hours will intensify everything: restlessness, sleeplessness, the haunting sense that something is approaching. This is not imagination. It's an energetic knot, tightening with each passing hour. If you feel the urge to release, to forgive, to take a step back, honor it. That's your subconscious signaling the direction you need to move in. And as the morning of June 10th arrives, long-awaited clarity may finally begin to take shape. It will be a morning of revelations. But June 10th is not just another day. It's the silence before the storm. Though the full moon technically arrives in the early hours of June 11th, its intensity is already fully present. Lunar light is now entering one of the most volatile regions of the sky, a place where the energies of truth, pain, and maturity are awakened. It is here that we carry old wounds, pride, jealousy, the longing for justice, and even the buried desire for revenge. The moon resides in the final, most venomous degrees of Scorpio, a zone where emotions reach their peak. During these days, anything can happen. Sudden emotional explosions, endings, and long-held secrets surfacing in raw form. People may act impulsively, driven by fear, desire, or the instinct to control. What has been ripening in the shadows can break free without warning. And when people say, "Be careful," it's not just a cliche. It's an intuitive response to the vibration of the moment. Words become weapons. Reactions become fast and sharp. Tension simmers close to ignition. But within this emotional storm lies a breakthrough. The key is not to react. Be the observer. Let others reveal who they truly are. Then, on June 11th, the moon leaves Scorpio's deep waters and enters the realm of purifying fire. This is a turning point. The energy doesn't just transform. It uproots everything that no longer serves your evolution. There will be no going back. This marks a moment of inner shift, where all that is outdated, toxic, or imposed must be released, so that something truer and stronger can take its place. What surfaced on June 10th may be torn apart on June 11th. This is not a day of gentle insight. It's a day of spiritual uprooting. The universe no longer simply reveals. It pulls out what no longer serves your growth right from the roots. The energy doesn't tolerate superficial answers. You're being led inward, deeper, toward the origin of your emotions, the true source of your pain and inner conflict. You may feel as if your inner world is flipping upside down, like a part of you is dissolving, disappearing, being lost. But this is no illusion. It is a liberation. A pivotal moment arises when you are called to let go of everything that no longer aligns with your path or your true self. This isn't just emotional intensity. It's the energetic separation of the old from the new. The moon moves through a volatile threshold between the elements of water and fire. During these hours, it may feel like the ground is slipping from beneath your feet. Anxiety may rise. You might feel unfocused, disconnected, powerless, as if the past, your plans, even your emotions are slipping through your fingers. And yet, within this chaos, there is a higher order. The harmonious aspect between Jupiter and Mercury continues to work at a deep, unseen level. These planets offer subtle guidance to the moon, opening channels of wisdom, intuitive knowing, and quiet clarity. But to receive this gift, you must surrender. Release the need to control or immediately understand everything. Only then can the breakthrough arrive. Pay attention to the signs, to your dreams, to strange synchronicities, to seemingly random words that land with surprising accuracy. Truth won't shout. It will reveal itself slowly, piece by piece, like a mosaic formed from fragments that only make sense once you step back. But that clarity can only emerge after inner cleansing, not before it. So tonight, don't fall asleep carrying the weight of worry or racing thoughts. Go inward. Be silent. Let go of what no longer belongs to you. Clear the space of your soul. On June 12th, the energy shifts significantly. The moon enters a softer, more harmonious field. A new emotional rhythm begins to flow, one of balance, openness, and reconnection. This is a day for love, trust, compassion, and sincere conversations. Relationship themes return, but no longer through chaos. This time, through warmth. Planetary alignments now support healing, honesty, and restoration. If you've been waiting for the right moment to speak your heart, to take a step, to clear the air, this is that moment. Relationships can deepen, clarity can come, and wounds can begin to close. June 13th brings focus and grounding. The energy supports mature decisions, solid commitments, and the construction of lasting foundations, whether in relationships, business, or personal development. Jupiter's influence sharpens your mental clarity, helping you prioritize what truly matters. This is a day of emotional resilience and conscious choices. Then comes June 14th. A new energetic spiral begins. The moon moves into Capricorn and aligns with Pluto, initiating a powerful phase of emotional transformation. What was hidden may now be released or understood in a new light. At the same time, the sun enters Gemini and begins moving toward Jupiter, signaling the start of a cycle centered on expanded communication, movement, and the broadening of horizons. However, a tense square between Mars and Uranus adds unpredictability to the day. Expect sudden events, flashes of impatience, or inner tension. It's not the best time for impulsive decisions. Instead, use the day's intensity for internal work. Meditation, self-observation, or deep reflection. This is a potent time for resetting your inner system, and if you move through it with presence and awareness, you may emerge from it lighter, clearer, and ready to enter the next phase of your path. This week is more than planetary motion. It is a cosmic awakening. It's a soul-deep response to a call that rises from within. The period from June 8th to June 14th feels like a lifting of the veil between worlds. The universe is sending out a signal. It's time to pause and listen. Life around you may rush on, but you will feel it. The need to slow down, to turn inward. The astrological events unfolding now don't just affect the outer world. They subtly yet powerfully reconfigure the deeper layers of your inner being. Don't be surprised if emotions suddenly surge, if restlessness appears, if you cry without reason, feel a strange pressure in your head, or experience inspiration that arrives out of nowhere. These are not random moments. They are energetic adjustments, tuning your system to a new frequency. Mars in tension with Uranus can stir up old feelings you thought were long gone. Memories or emotions you've tried to suppress may surface, not to destroy you, but to free you. Sometimes the universe doesn't push you forward, it stops you, just long enough for you to truly see where you are. Even if the outer world feels chaotic, it's essential to keep your inner world still. Meditation, automatic writing, prayer, or simply sitting in silence with your eyes closed can become bridges to subtle realms. Your intuition may sharpen to its highest point. you'll begin to sense things that haven't yet been said. Your dreams may be filled with symbols. Even casual phrases from strangers might strike a deep chord. The universe no longer whispers. It's speaking clearly. This week opens energetic gateways. Some processes will end swiftly. Others will begin so quietly you won't realize until you've already stepped into the new. At some point, you may feel an overwhelming urge to start over. Not because you think you should, but because your soul refuses to stay silent. It's an impulse that doesn't come from the mind. It rises from the heart. Whatever you choose, say, or realize during these days will come from a deeper, more authentic place within you. And for many, spiritual contracts are beginning to activate. Some are completing a major cycle. Others may meet someone for the first time and feel an immediate, magnetic connection, whether romantic, soulful, or deeply familiar. These meetings are not by chance. They are the reunion of frequencies vibrating on the same level. And you will recognize them instantly by the resonance in your soul. Don't be surprised if it feels like you've known this person forever. Time is no longer linear this week. The timelines are softening, bending. This is not a week of logic. It is a week of the heart. A time for intuition, premonitions, and symbols. There may be no clear answers, but you will feel that you are becoming the answer. All that's required is silence, attention, and a willingness to listen. Truly listen. Because this week's energy is not given to those who seek control. It is given to those who are ready to awaken. This week opens a gateway for profound transformation. For those who are ready, it's an invitation to rise to a new level of consciousness. And for those who've been avoiding inner work, the energy will act like a mirror, pulling to the surface everything you've long tried to outrun. But this is not a punishment. Whatever you're facing is already ready to be released. You may feel the need to withdraw, to be alone. This is not weakness. It's the soul's way of being heard. Solitude during weeks like this isn't exile. It's a gift. Allow yourself to step out of the noise. Be closer to nature. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Breathe in the silence and whisper gently to the universe, I am ready. Because this week opens its path only to those who truly are. Everything you're experiencing now is part of a spiritual initiation, and it's not given to everyone. It's granted only to those who are willing to become quiet enough to hear. Pay special attention to your intention. The energy of this time amplifies whatever you hold within. If you carry fear, it will expand. If you carry love, it will bloom. So before your thoughts, before your words, in the stillness of morning, speak with your heart. Today, I choose love. I walk my path. Simple words, but they ignite real change. Nothing that happens this week is random. Every conversation, every glance, every surge of emotion carries meaning. This is not just another week. It's a threshold. And you won't cross it through knowledge or intellect, but through inner surrender. Before sleep, take a moment, in silence, with an open heart, whisper inwardly, I am ready. I release all that no longer serves me. I become who I was always meant to be, and let the morning bring not answers, but clarity. The kind that doesn't come through explanation, but through the silence that knows more than words ever could.